Evening, peeps. Evening. Have I got it all turned on? Let's just make sure. Yes, I think I have. Just let me know you can hear me okay. I've been faffing with sounds. Managed to delete folders and all sorts of stuff. So we're back tonight. Unfortunately, we missed round 3 of P1's Tour of America, but we are back for round 4. Looks like we're suffering with a bit of potato net issues, so we'll have to see how they get on tonight. But we are back for round 4. Trial Mountain is the course for this evening. It's in the GR3 Viper, so a lot of power rear wheel drive opportunities to get these things backwards quite easily here. We've got a little 10-minute qualifier that hasn't kicked off just quite yet. I think we're still waiting for potato internet to sort itself out. Not me, other people, other drivers suffering a little bit. So we've got a 10-minute qualifier once that kicks off, followed by a first 15-minute sprint race. And then that is followed up by a reverse grid 30-minute enduro for the final race of the evening. So let's have a look at points. Again, unfortunately, I missed race 1. So Pro-Ams is looking like Manny leading the way with 62 points. Pilgrim second with 33 points. Ricky J in third with 26 points. Jonesy in fourth with 23 points. Raffo in 5th, 17 points. Dodger in 6th with 11 points. And Popeye in 7th with 10 points. All right, where's that gone? Where have you gone? Where have you gone? There you are, the pros. Why did I turn that off? All right, pros then. Mocking Weeks leading the way in the pros. 53 points on board. Obi with 30 points. Rob S with 29 points. 21 points on board for Dizzy and Apache. So joint 4th for those. Don has got 19 points for 6th. We've got Tyre Slayer in 7th with 16 points. So that's order, points order up until now. Let's just get ourselves into the lobby then. Stoke merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Hit me up. You know the gig drill by. Turn that on. Why is my mic turned off on this folder? Damn it. Right, so you've just not heard that last little bit. These are the issues I'm having, people. I managed to delete my mainstream folder, and ever since then it's been chaos to try and get it all back. So hopefully you can hear it all now. El Gato seems to be on. Mic's on. Desktop audio's on. You might hear a bit of computer noise if I start getting emails or something. Apologies. Alright, so we are into qualifying then, by the looks of it. So 10-minute qualifier here at Trial Mountain, one of the older, or the oldest versions of GT sporting this track. You'll have to let me know whether my voice is coming through okay, or whether you need it up a little bit more. I might have to turn the sound down on the cars if that's the case. My mic's up pretty high. DDR Jonesy rocking the General Lee livery on his Viper. So the Tour of America obviously consists of tracks around America and American cars. Viper being the choice this week. Okay, weeks then starting the hot laps. Let's go for a lap. So yeah, a lot of areas to get this wrong here at Trial Mountain. A lot of very fast corners with grass on the exits. Easy to catch a wheel on those. Spin yourself out. Just coming out to one of the trickier corners on the circuit as well, this one. Off camera a little bit, just wants to push you out wide into that little clip of the wall there. Exactly what I was talking about. Mocking Weeks just demonstrating that for us. So under the tunnel, turning left under the next tunnel. Full tilt down this back straight. Getting opportunities to overtake down here, obviously with cars right behind. Getting the slipstream all the way down this straight will open the door for opportunities into the hairpin at the bottom. Just turn some live chat on. So hits that hairpin at the bottom, then mocking back up the hill through the little wiggles to the right, to the left, to the right again. The arena section of this circuit, then through the tight 90 left. Down the hill, there's an entrance It's just there through this over 90 left here to a 90 right, back onto this start finish straight. A little bit of an opportunity here if you've got the chance to have a go. Get right behind that driver coming out of that final corner. Chuck one up the inside Trial Mountain possibly. I think Potato Internet is causing issues. Let's just go and have a look at Dylan. He's looking pretty smooth there. Might not be from other drivers' perspectives. Yeah, he's quite glitchy around the corners, isn't he? So I think he's unplugged his router and plugged his Ethernet cables into a Potato tonight. Let's just have a look at the Dodger and see how he gets around these corners. Smooth. Not with a Potato as a router. Livery looking good as well for Dodger. I'm liking that. Made in the USA. Let's have a quick flick through and have a look at some liveries, shall we? Mocking. Fanatec livery smashed all over the side of that. Don. Standard Dodge SRT livery. Gone for the same thing but the white version. Motorsport 5x4 Apache. In the Gulf. Double decker on board for Tyre Slayer. Choco Monster. Jonesy in the General Lee. Got Dylan glitching about all over the place. Wait, come on, give me a good look at his car. Scratched. Oh yeah, he's really struggling with glitching. Difficult to watch. We've seen Harley Davidson of Dodger. Manny in the Monster. You can hardly see him due to the reflection. Rob S, what have you got? More Harley Davidson by the looks of it. Yeah, bonnet. Ricky J. Oh, pink and green, but he's gone for the chameleon paint. He likes a bit of pink and green, does our Ricky J. Mystery Machine. Obi. The P1RC Performance livery tonight. So a lot of lap times coming in then. Let's see who's at the front. Sorry, it does unfortunately give you a lot of epilepsy. It's Mocking up top, 150.6. And he's currently in a second position. So he got up to 151.2 at the minute, his fastest. Down. Don goes through to take a 150.8. We've still got Potatoes all over the place with Don as well. Oh, that's not what we want. Come on, PlayStation, should be able to make it better than that, regardless of people's internet connection. What we got? 12 drivers, 14 drivers. What we got? 10, 12, 13. 13 drivers and me in the lobby. That's 14 people online. You can't hack it. Ridiculous. There is Dylan on his Potato router. On pole then for Mocking. Don squeezes that second. Manny third at the minute. Raffo in fourth. Ooh, just gets a little wobble on. There you go. Getting the rear end out of his Viper. Rob S in fifth. Pilgrim in sixth. Apache in seventh. In 8th, with a 1 second penalty he's got to lose as well. Running out of time, 7.5 minutes into this qualifying session. Jonesy in 9th, Tyre Slayer 10th, also with a half a second penalty to lose. Too much chocolate on board. Dylan in 11th. Terrible internet. Dodger in 12th, and Ricky J now 13th. Unseat Mocking then. A couple of minutes left of this qualifying session. Let's see if he can keep himself up there. Quarter of a second faster than anyone else at the minute. Not able to go quicker on that lap. place. Raffo going a little bit slow there. Into damage? No, not into a wall or anything. Let's go Team Scouse. Well, one of your Team Scouse is struggling with his potatoes. Look. That's that stolen electric he's plumbed into from the grow house next door. So less than a minute of qualifying then. Mockin still in this top spot. In purple sectors as well, Mockin. Getting better than that time come the end of this race, under this qualifying session. Again, I just hope the potato internet doesn't cause all sorts of issues. You can see P1 Don. Glitch. Is it crashing? Is it glitching? Who knows? The pair of them. You two have a race together. You everyone else. Even on the straights, Dylan's glitching out, and that can't be good. Did find more time, 150.3 then at the end of that qualifying session, was able to cement that qualifying time by another quarter of a second, so he takes the win or the qualifying top spot, the pole position by half a second. A couple of drivers left to cross the line, but I don't think they're in any position. Crossed the line, Raffo's crossed the line. Who've we got left? Rob S. Park around the other side of the circuit. Everybody else has crossed the line now. It is going to be Mockin on pole then. It's Dylan in second position. Sorry, Don in second position. Manny in third. Dylan fourth, even with the glitchmobile. Raffo fifth. Rob S in sixth. Pilgrim in seventh. Apache in eighth. 9th position, DDR Jonesy in 10th, Z Tyre Slayer 11th, Ricky J in 12th, and P1 the Dodger in 13th position for race 1 tonight. Then again, 15 minutes short sprint race here at Trial Mountain, I nearly called it Trail Mountain. Oh, health and safety, we're having an explosion about now. People sitting on a bridge over the top of a racetrack, look at that. Dangerous as. At least put some hazard tape up. A slippy floor sign or something. Qualifying done. Mockin on that top spot. There he is. Mockin then on top spot. Don second. Manny third. Dylan fourth. Raffo fifth. Rob S in sixth. Pilgrim seventh. Apache in eighth. Obi-Wan in ninth. Jonesy 10th. Tyre Slayer 11th. Ricky J 12th. And Rob S. P1 the Dodger in 13th. See, you shouldn't have clicked off that too early, should you? So 15 minutes here at Trial Mountain. No tyre wear or pit stops in race 1. Let's get ourselves in, get the nonsense on quickly. Here we go then. Mockin then leading us away. Can he hold on to the lead into turn 1? Don gets a good start, he'll be able to squeeze him into that first corner. Lights go on then. The drop, it's a great start. Oh, glitching from Don. He sort of paused on the line and then shot himself forward. You can see wobbling from side to side there, Don. That's the trouble with glitchy internet. Mockin Weeks does lead us into turn 1 then. Don second, Manny third. Again, Going to be tricky for the drivers. Let's just get ourselves on board. Going to be tricky for these drivers, chasing the drivers with the glitches. You never quite know where they are on track. Wait till the easy moments to go for an overtake rather than risking it the inside or something. Oh, but Don making an early mistake then into the wall. Lose the position, and he gets himself through into second then early on. Don already under threat from Raffo and Rob S as well. Top 5 then starting to pull a bit of a gap. 1.5 seconds back to Obi in 6th, Apache right behind him, Pilgrim on his tail as well. Another gap back to Jonesy in 9th. 10th, Ricky J 11th, Tyre Slayer 12th. We lost Dylan. I think it was far too glitchy. Again, Don's not much better, but Mocking Weeks continues to lead then, 0.8 of a second currently over Manny. Oh, Raffo gets a little tag there. That's exactly what I was talking about. Don, unfortunately, glitching out from side to side, just caught Raffo out. Got a little nudge running through that corner, sent him a little bit off circuit, managed to get himself back on, but all the way down in 7th position. As far as Don's concerned, in 3rd now, he might have absolutely no idea that happened. You can see just how glitchy his car is going around the track. Mocking Weeks and Manny both disappearing now though. 3rd place, Don 1.9 seconds back under threat. Would be right behind him. Evening, Diz. Evening, brother. Yeah, that glitching from Don. Oh, lifting the front wheels off over there. Got to be tricky for these chase drivers. Who's that that's just run themselves off? Pilgrim, far too wide through there. Into the muck. Slows himself down to 8th position. Luckily he didn't spin around, so he's still back on the pack pretty quickly, but a big mistake for him there. Oh, a lot of drivers catching that wall on the exit of the turn through there. Jonesy starting to break away from those drivers behind, 3.1 seconds behind to Dodger. Still got Ricky J pretty close. Tyre Slayer struggling a little bit, I think, 4.9 seconds down. Mocking Weeks currently making this look a little bit easier, along with Manny. Out of his shadow just yet, just a second between these two. With Manny then in 2nd, looking forward at Mocking Weeks. His S is on the back half of the circuit down towards this arena section then. And just got to be careful sticking the power down in these things. You don't want to line the rears up, get the back end a little bit sideways. He's finding a little bit extra time through these turns. Manny not quite going as tight as Mocking. Catching the ball through there as well. So gaining half a second almost then, Mocking just through those last few corners. Again, just taking slightly tighter lines than Manny. Let's see, that's the edge is giving him into 4 of a second as we come into turn 1. A lot of speed will be carried through these corners. Again, this is where we just saw Pilgrim run off. And he keeps it nice and tight through there though. Bit deep in the tunnel. Cost him a little bit more time. This is the tricky corner. Everyone catches everybody out. Again, just wants to push you out wide onto that wall. Again, Mocking Weeks just finding a little bit of time on every corner. He's stretched that gap to 1.9 seconds. It was a second last time he came onto this straight. Again, those tighter lines just working for him. In 3rd then. A little bit of clear air now, only 1.2 seconds behind him. Apache's fallen right back off that fight though, 2.1 seconds back. There's a lot of catching up to do in 15 minutes. Not under any threat from behind. Pilgrim still 3.5 seconds behind him. He's managed to make up a couple more positions after running himself off circuit early on. S is 7th. Himself through those S's. Raffo in 8th. Again, get tagged early on, Raffo. Sent him off circuit, put him down a few positions. Jonesy 9th. A lonely race at the minute. Jonesy, Ricky J has managed to get himself past Dodger into 10th. Dodger in 11th. Tyre Slayer now in 12th. Half a second penalty as well. Fucking Weeks is liking this. Nearly 6 minutes in, and he's got 2 seconds lead over Manny. Monsters still holding third. Apache's fourth. What's happened to... We lost. We lost. Nobody? It was Apache in fourth. We had 5 battling for top 5. Colour on that, what do you call it, a Supra then? Fine. Front though, nobody able to do anything about mocking, still finding more time here, 2.1, I just saw it stretched to 2.2 seconds, but 2.1 at the minute, plenty of time to play with for him. Manny in second then, P1 Don might be closing the gap down a little bit, 1.5 seconds behind at the minute. He's out of danger from those drivers behind, so we'll just concentrate on the chase in front at the minute. Apache then in fourth, getting out of any danger. Currently 2.5 seconds behind him is Pilgrim, dragging Rob S along for the ride though. Raffo 7th, he made up a position. Obi-Wan in 8th, Jonesy 9th, Ricky J 10th. Still Dodger for company at the minute. Ooh, Ricky J, that's not the line. Trying to go camouflage with that green car. Loses that position to Dodger, but keeps himself in the fight. There is Tyre Slayer, firing himself down towards them. Lost his penalty now, just 2.4 seconds behind those two. Double decker, you need to lose one of those layers, mate. Speed you up a bit. Front then, 2.4 seconds the lead. Not making up so much time on that lap. Manny then still keeping that 2.4 second gap. Been closed up a little bit. Don's made up a 10th on him. Last time we looked, it was 1.5. It's now 1.4. It's not a great deal. He is closing that gap down as they come down towards the hairpin. 1.3. Still glitching hard though, Don. Hopefully, if he does catch up with Manny, it's a nice clean pass for him. Made a mistake. Rob S gets himself through then. Pilgrim comes straight back at him. That's a big wobble through there, Rob S. Chasing on down to the start finish line then. Pilgrim has a little look at the inside here. Rob S holds his line through there. Not getting the XE once. Back into that Viper, just letting loose a little bit. It's giving Rob S the breathing room he needs to hold on to this position when they hit turn 1. And a little bit of sideways action from Pilgrim was enough to put pay to that attack. Closes up on the way into these S's though. Carries a lot more speed through there. Wants to hang on to the back of him. Oh, you saw him run off wide through this corner earlier. Speed and the power on, but his dirty tyres almost pushed him into the wall. Pushing the Viper hard then, trying to stay with Rob S, but it's just costing him. That gap stretched all the way up to 1.5 seconds now. Still struggling around these corners. Oh, getting another wobble on. Oh, just keeping it out of the wall there, Pilgrim, but getting just cost him, and now trying to get the power down a little bit too early on this tight corner. Lights those rears up again, loses 2 positions, then down to 8. Rafa and Obi-Wan getting past. Might be seeing a move by Obi-Wan on Rafa down towards the hairpin as well. Using the slipstream, runs up the inside left of him down towards the hairpin. Does he hold the line? Runs a little bit deep. Rafa has a little look on the run back up the hill. Do think that Obi-Wan's got this? And he has. Comes into these S's then in front. Tight lines through there. It's Obi-Wan back into attack position, but nowhere for him to go right in the minute. Pilgrim in the background looking to close back up on these two as well. Maybe spitting bullets in his helmet after that mistake. Again, he was holding a good position in front of S, but just lost that position and then lost 2 more positions. Trying to catch him back up. Everyone holding on to this position then. Rafo's still right on his tail. Pilgrim, what are you? 1.6 seconds back. Jonesy, 5.7 back in 9th. You can see a long way in front of those drivers behind, but a long way behind everyone else at the minute. 5.7 seconds. These guys are 9.2 seconds back. Ricky J's got himself back in front of Dodger. Pulled a bit of time as well. 2.5 seconds the gap between those two. Tyre Slayer, where's he gone? Took a little while for the camera to catch up. 7.7 seconds back. So yeah, I think Tyre Slayer just struggling in the Viper. Again, tricky circuit if you've not practiced it. It's one of the fresher circuits to the game in terms of, you know, it's the new game. I've not seen many races here, to be honest. Mistake somewhere from Mockin then. Drops that lead from over 2 seconds to 1.6. 12.5 minutes in though, 2.5 minutes left. You're going to see 2 laps after this. I think they might. Certainly will. Top 3 I think might see an extra lap after this one, but it is all being controlled by Mockin at the minute. Don has closed that gap up on Manny though. It's down to 0.7 of a second. That front end of his Viper does seem a little bit like it wants to take off on some of these corners and browse with hills and things. Himself right under the rear wing of Manny then on this second to last lap. Fastest lap on the board as well for him, 149.7. Pushing hard then Don again, just that glitching, hoping he can make his way past Manny cleanly. Might see it down here actually. Manny holds the inside line. Don smashes himself into the slipstream just enough to himself up alongside. Is it going to be able to get him into this hairpin at the bottom? Man, he's already got the inside line into the corner. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Still side by side on the exit. It is Dom that gets himself in front, just able to carry a little bit more speed around the outside there. Did have the slight advantage of being in front on the way in. Take the apex, but does got himself in front of Manny into second. A long way back from Mockin though, 2.3 seconds down. There is Mockin in front. Seconds left on the race. Timer then through this final corner. One more lap to go for these two, these three. Mockin weeks with 2.5 seconds now. Just got to keep it pointing in the right direction on this black stuff, and he'll be good for the win. Don in second, still under threat from Manny, and he's got an opportunity to get him back in the same position. Let's see. So these two are the first to cross the line. It is Rob that just takes that fourth off Apache by the skin of his teeth. Apache fifth then. Obi takes 6th, Raffo takes 7th. Pilgrim's going to come home in 8th position. Just Jonesy coming up on him quickly, but only taking 9th. Unfortunately, Ricky J is going to take 10th position. Right, come on Tyre Slayer, 11th, and Dodger. Oh, what happened to Dodge? All the way down in 12th. Right, I just want to get on board with this, but it does look like Don has managed to hold a bit of a gap over Manny onto this long straight. Made up a bit of time on Mocking Weeks, but kept himself out of danger of Manny behind, especially on that long straight. That was the position I was expecting, hoping Manny was going to get himself tucked into the rear wing. Battle that for that position back down towards the hairpin, but wasn't to be. Mocking Weeks then was still 1.5 seconds as we round the last few corners of race 1. Oh, Manny. Luckily nobody behind him, but Don will be thankful that wasn't him. Mocking Weeks then, just this final corner to go then. Comfortable win, he's led from the start, took qualifying as well, 1.8 seconds by the time he crosses the line. Mocking takes a race 1 win here then at Trial Mountain. Don takes 2nd, Manny taking 3rd. Penalty and backwards. So race 1 done. Mercedes overalls in a Dodge Viper. I'm sure the sponsors will have something to say about that. So there you go, race 1 done for now. We've got race 2 coming up, reverse grid for race 2. What's the is there a tyre option? There's a tyre. They have to use a soft tyre in this race. Is that the... I don't know. They have to use 2 compounds. Race 2 just being set up then. $21.45. 12 minutes. Don't mess about, Pilgrim. Yep, Don just being called out for being a little bit laggy. Would have been Manny there, of anyone that saw him, being as they were pretty much neck and neck fighting for the whole race. Again, Mocking Weeks, just out front. See you later. I'm out of here. Closed up a little bit in the end, but I don't think he was pressing quite so hard. Didn't need to. Why is Pilgrim leaving and coming back? Is he changing liveries? What's he doing? Well, we've got drivers leaving and coming back. I don't like it. Worries me. We've got a weak lobby, and all of a sudden, boom! Jecto Cedo Cuz. Just seeing your comment there about has the game got worse? Well, no, it hasn't. In general, it's got a lot better. It just seems to be people with any kind of weak connection. It shows up like that, like Don and Dylan, just drivers wobbling and screeching and flicking from side to side. Like I say, it just causes a bit of trickiness for the other drivers to know where they are on track and get themselves past. But well, as you know, you've raced this stuff yourself. Yeah, just again, you would expect, being as there's only You know, a maximum, an absolute maximum of 16 people you can get in these lobbies. There's 16 people, that's it. That's all we want. Nice, smooth 16 people. Well, no, we actually want about 25 people, but, you know, screw you, PlayStation. That's what everyone was expecting in this new game. Going from at least 16 to 20 people, but no, let's stick with 16, because we can't even hack that. Getting in for race 2, Diz? Are we getting a Diz in for race 2? Let's have a look. Nope. Again, drivers leaving and coming back. Oof, always a worrying sign. Weak lobbies from PlayStation. So what can Duke Weeks do from the back of the pack? Again, championship leader at the minute in the pros. Come on, you can't make it 21:45. That's long. Start it at 22. Come on. Yeah, I wonder if Don can secure up his connection a bit more somehow. I used to go bonkers when I was racing just to make sure it was you know, as little impact as possible. My lad, get off your computer, you're going out of the house for an hour and a half, 2 hours, because he's always streaming games. So get off, taking my bandwidth up, hardwired in, turn the phone off, put it on, take it off the Wi-Fi and put it on data. All little things like that. Anything I could do. Last thing I wanted was it would be my fault that glitching around on circuit that wrecked someone else's race. Why have we got the farmers out? So it doesn't look like we're seeing Dylan back again. Was a very glitchy during qualifying. Didn't see him in race 1. The driver's asking him to sit this one out, obviously with glitchy internet. But we have still got Don, who's a little bit glitchy as well. Not as much as Dylan was, but still pretty glitchy on circuit. Right, come on, Mockin. Five more minutes. I've got nothing else to talk about. I sit here in silence for 5 minutes. It's your fault in the chat anyway. You're not chatting to me. You should be chatting to me and giving me content to talk about, or at least chat nonsense to. Blaming you lot. General Lee. the shout early. Everyone ready? Yes, sir. 41 minutes. That'll do me. Get myself in so I can be in. Those tyres. Go ahead for the start then. Race 2 just about to get underway. You'll know. Just go straight on and crash into a wall in a second. There you go. Split second of no controls for whoever we're on board with. Right, nonsense on quickly. So it is going to be Dodger that leads us away. Tyre Slayer in second, Ricky J in third. Lights on then. Wait for these to drop. We'll see how they get away in race 2. Oh, somebody's in the wall at the back. It's P1 Don who's lit the rears up and fired himself into the pit wall. Dodger lose this lead into turn 1. Tyre Slayer at the inside. Ricky J looking for that position as well. Oh, he's just missed out on that one. Dodger second then. Ricky J third. Jonesy in 4th. For 5th. Ricky J battling. Jonesy and Raffo side by side. Oh, Jonesy into the wall. Ricky J easily past Raffo. Easily past. On the inside here, he's got the line. Not able to carry the speed though to this long straight coming up though. Let's see. Tyre Slayer out front, 1.4 seconds. Nobody's attacking him down this straight. Dodger's got himself just about a second, slightly safe. Jonesy doing everything he can to defend. Good drivers either side of him. One way. Ricky J one side, Pilgrim the other. All 3 heading down towards this hairpin at the bottom. Holds the line. Ricky J looks to run around the outside, but it's not worked out for him. Got himself under a bit of threat here from Don as well. It has worked out for him. He's got himself up the inside of Jonesy, but that's cost him. Oh, and there goes Ricky J backwards through there. Just caught a bit of that grass. But somebody else spun round as well. Apache, I think. I'm not sure whether he got caught by Ricky J. Obi-Wan getting tangled up with Apache. Apache's backed off all the way and allowed Obi-Wan to go through as well. So Tyre Slayer, with all the battling kicking off behind, has got himself 4.8 seconds. Stay out of the wall, Tyre Slayer. That won't do you any favours. 4.8 seconds lead after lap 1. Big gap to play with. Don then gets himself up into second. The Glitch Mobile. Dodger right behind him in third. Jonesy 4th. Weeks in 5th. Jonesy doing a real good job defending at the minute. Just managing to hold on to that podium position currently. Pilgrim in 6th then. The pressure from Raffo behind. Money as well. Oh, Raffo has just lit the rears up coming around that corner. Not putting it in the wall. He's put it into the opposite wall. Drops himself down to 9th. Got Apache coming through pretty quickly as well. Might get this position off him. For an attack down this straight at least. Apache Weeks all over the back end of Dodger running down the hill. Pulls out. Got Pilgrim and Manny having a go side by side into the hairpin as well. Mocking Weeks goes through to take 4th, right on the tail of Dodger. Oh, Manny up the inside of Pilgrim and Jonesy. A bit of contact between Jonesy and Pilgrim and Jonesy. Oh my god, it's an absolute calamity through those corners. Trying to go 3 wide through there is not going to do it. Manny and Pilgrim both getting tangled up there. 7th, then Jonesy in 8th. Apache gets himself past Raffo into 9th, Raffo in 10th. Tyre Slayer up front still with 3.8 seconds. That is coming down. Don has chopped about a second out of that time. Rocket's closing the gap up on Dodger as well, looking to get that final podium position. He's looking for another win, to be honest, but he's got a bit of chasing to do. He's currently 7.7 seconds behind race leader. He's about 5 seconds behind Don. On the inside, just carrying the speed through, gets himself past into 3rd, then Dodger 4th, and he has a little look as well, unable to get the job done. Pilgrim right there as well, looking for a way through. Good position here as well, heading onto this long straight. Oh man, he's already having a look up the inside. Left the door wide open. Pilgrim able to slot through as well. Pilgrim, a bit of bump drafting. Chase down Mocking Weeks in front. Dodger will hang on to this pack. Wrong camera angle. Now Pilgrim has a look up the inside down towards this hairpin. Can Dodger following him through? No, he can't. Oh yes, can he? Can he? Where is he? Different camera angles. He gets himself through. Manny and Pilgrim still battling it out in race 2 here. He's dragged himself right into this fight. Managed to get himself past Dodger as well then. He's Mocking Weeks just onto that start and finish straight. Slayer up front has made a massive mistake. He was 3.8 seconds ahead of Don. He's now currently 1.9 seconds behind him. Great big mistake then for Tyre Slayer, unfortunately. Cost him about 5 seconds. Don up front then. Mocking Weeks 2.1 seconds behind him. Coming down rapidly as well. Tyre Slayer just not able to put the lap times in that these faster drivers are. Just find a 10th on every corner. Don then comfortably up front at the minute, 2.8 seconds over Tyre Slayer. Again, he is losing time rapidly to Mocking Weeks behind him, 1.5 the gap currently. 4 by the time they hit their hairpin, so he's finding a 10th, able to get the power on a little bit earlier than Tyre Slayer. Pilgrim then in 4th, still being harassed by Manny. Obi-Wan's not managed to hold the pace of those two. He's got Dodger for company. Jonesy not too far behind him either. Apache and Raffo closing the gap up. So it could end up as a real good punch up at the back. Drivers managed to get back onto the tail of each other. It's all about this man currently, 3.5 seconds lead now. Tyre Slayer under threat for this second position. Mocking Weeks less than a second behind him. Getting a good toe now as well. More speed through some of these corners. Oh, Tyre Slayer's run himself off. That allows Mocking Weeks to go through nice and easily. I'm not sure if Tyre Slayer was maybe just trying to stay off the racing line, but it's cost him. He's got to be careful. He's going to have drivers pretty close behind him now. There you go, Pilgrim and Obi-Wan. Oh no. Okay. Where has Manny gone? All the way down to 10th. What have you done to yourself, Manny? Front end damage on board. He's pinned it into a wall somewhere. Oh no! Tyre Slayer, Tyre Slayer, Tyre Slayer. Again, I think Tyre Slayer just trying to stay out of the way. It's costing him. He's putting himself in all sorts of the wrong positions. Picking up the dirt and the gravel on the tyres, maybe. Unfortunately now he sits at the back of the pack. Was leading 4.8 seconds. Don then, the Glitchmobile, 4.6 seconds over Mocking Weeks. Can Mocking Weeks close him back down? What's the tyres looking like? Very similar between the two. A little bit more fuel on board for Mocking Weeks though. Doesn't look like they're going to have to pit. Well, it doesn't look like Mocking's going to have to pit. He's still got 3/4 of a tank on board. We are about a third of the way through the race. Don up front though, he's looking closer to the halfway point in terms of fuel. Oh, he's clattering into the wall on the way out of that final corner as well. That can't be good. He gets himself past Pilgrim into third. Pilgrim's fourth then. Interesting to know what happened to Manny. Currently running, I think he was running last. Jonesy fifth. Dodger 6. Again, big pile of drivers here for a bit of a punch up. Apache 7th. Oh, Raffo in there, hot for 8th. There is Manny in 9th. Tyre Slayer 1.8 seconds back in 10th. Glitching. Where's Ricky J gone? Where's Ricky J gone? Are we down to 10 drivers? Impact battle, or back end battle, really hotting up then. Jonesy just leading the way. Dodger in 6th, Apache right behind him for 7th, going for the move down the tunnel, dragging Raffo and Manny with him. Looking for that faster slipstream on Apache, just getting the advantage on Dodger running down the hill. Raffo closing up as well. Running around the outside, it's going to be a tough call to make. He's going to come out on top here. Oh, Manny squeezes one through as well. Everyone bullying up on Dodger there. Just unfortunately, once one driver's up the inside of you, you've got to leave the door open. That just leaves enough room for Raffo and Manny to slot their way through as well. Dodger gets pushed down to 9th then. Tyre Slayer now 4.2 seconds back in 10th. Don extends his lead up front, 5.2 seconds over Mocking. Now he's Mocking playing the long game. Don's almost at the halfway point in terms of fuel, but not at the halfway point in terms of the race. So he'll have to come in with fuel minimum. Look good at the minute for the first almost 12 minutes. Again, Mocking Weeks just might be biding his time a little bit, saving himself that pit stop. Okay, he's running a little bit slower than Don at the minute, 5.6 seconds behind him. I can imagine a pit stop's about 20-25 seconds. So he's just got to keep himself within that window and hope that Don has to come for fuel. Yeah, he's going to have to. Back on the halfway point, 12 minutes in. Top 2 then, big gaps between, well, top 4 really, big gaps between them. 5.8 between first and second, 5.3 between second and third, another 5.1 between third and fourth, which is Jonesy, who's just got himself back past Pilgrim. Pilgrim looking for that position down the hill. Jonesy says, no, I don't think so. Holding on to this. Pilgrim 5th then. Apache in 6th. Manny 7th. Obi's 3rd. Sorry. Manny 7th. Dodger in 8th. Tyre Slayer up into 9th. Raffo's made another mistake. He's back down in 10th. Catching him out somewhere. Whoa, there you go. Catch him out there for sure. Top 3 all on screen then. Don, Mocking and Obi. Nearly 12 seconds the gap between the top 3. Mocking still with plenty of fuel on. Don way under that halfway mark now in terms of fuel. Still not at the halfway point in terms of the race. Car's still glitching out all over the place as well. Mockin is still finding time over Obi-Wan, that gap up to 6.3 seconds. Obi also running pretty low on fuel. I say low, he's at the halfway point himself. Do a little splash and dash at the end, maybe. Might have to do a teeny bit of fuel conservation. Positions could go all over the place at the end of the race. Consistent then, Mockin just under that 6 second mark. Sorry Dom, I can't watch you, you're far too glitchy. Mockin then second position, just dips over that 6 second mark, brings it back in though. Again, it's looking good for him in terms of strategy. Just hits the halfway mark, he's still got over half a tank of fuel as well. Win in race 1 as well, fastest lap just there for him, 150.6. Obi doing anything he can to chase him down, 6.7 seconds. Obi's managed to lose that position to Pilgrim again. Pilgrim's back up into 4th, Obi in... Oh, sorry, wrong way. I'm looking at Manny. Both green cars catching me out. Manny in 5th. Jonesy, did you just run yourself off circuit? I think you did. Was that tyre slate in the background? Somebody ran themselves off circuit. Might have been tyre slayer. Raffos makes up that position. Oh, tyre slayer dips a wheel there as well. Those little mistakes, unfortunately, that just catch him out. Sticking with Raffo at the minute, it's Dodger that's put himself at the back of the pack, 10th position and half a second penalty. 6.2 down, 36 seconds away from race leader. A lot of work to do for Dodger then. Hopefully it all comes back to him. He's holding a lot of fuel on board as well. Hopefully that all comes back to him in the pit window. Stopping yet then for Dom. Mockin has no reason to stop currently. He's not looking bad on fuel either. Pilgrim's looking pretty good. Manny's looking pretty good. Patchy's looking pretty good. Not so good on board for Jonesy. Or Raffo. Or Tyre Slayer. Dodger possibly. Monster that leads, still finding a little bit of time as well, 6.2 seconds. Again, that could just be down to Mockin Weeks taking his time a tiny little bit on some of these corners, saving his fuel, saving his tyres. Again, if Don has to pit at the end, it's all going to fall into Mockin Weeks' lap. Another second to Mockin, 7.3 seconds behind him. No worries behind those, 7.4 seconds back to Manny, who's now managed to get himself past Pilgrim, as has Apache, as has Jonesy. Pilgrim's made a terrible mistake somewhere. Raffo's only 3 seconds behind him now. Dodger makes up another position, gets past Tyre Slayer. Slayer's been in the pits, a fresh set of boots on board for him, half a tank of fuel on board, 12 minutes left to run. See where that puts him. 52 seconds behind race leader, 10.9 seconds behind Dodger. So if he can keep his speed, not stick it in a wall for the next few laps, he might gain a couple of positions. Don stays out for another lap here. 11.5 minutes left to race. It's not going to be enough fuel. Mocking Week's got well over a third of a tank on. Now maybe we see Don start to fuel save. Short shift, things like that, we'll see, especially on the longer straights. Just retakes fastest lap actually, 1:50.4. Mocking Weeks did have that for a little bit. Who knows? Crashing? Glitching? Who knows? Anyone's guess. Right, let's have a look down this straight. Is he going to start short shifting? Does he know he's running out of fuel? Fourth. Slight short shift in fifth. But not massive, still gains time over Mockin. 7.6 seconds that gap now. 10 minutes remaining. Mocking Weeks, plenty of fuel on board. Don way below that quarter of a tank mark. Oh no, Ricky J's left the room, Obi-Wan's left the room. What's happened? Manny up into third then, 3-second penalty he's got to lose. Jonesy 6.2 seconds behind him, still hanging on to that fourth position. Patchy's got himself up into 5th, Pilgrim now 6th, Raffo 7th, Dodger in 8th, Tyre Slayer 9th. So we had 13 drivers in race 1. Now down to 9. No idea what's happening. Very similar thoughts with whether Don's crashing or glitching. No idea. Oh, that could have been a crash. Could have been a glitch. Who knows? His car's dented up to all hell, which tells me he's been into a wall or two somewhere. Another fastest sector there. Rapidly running out of fuel though. 9 minutes remaining. 7.4 seconds over Mockin. Mockin can start pressing now if he really wants to. Start seeing that time come back down. 7.5 seconds currently. Big gap behind to third place. 17.9 seconds to Manny. Again, Obi just getting ejected from the lobby. I'm not sure whether that was a self-ejection or a lobby ejection. Hopefully, everybody else stays in the room for the next 10 minutes. 8 minutes. Towards this pit lane then, are you going to come in now? His tank's flashing at him. He is in the pits this lap. Right, Mocking Weeks just rounds that corner down towards pit lane. He's not going to bother coming in, doesn't need to. Pit crew comes running out for Don then. Again, late stop for him. Is he going to stick a set of tyres on? Is he just going to take a fuel on? Second or so for tyres, might be worth it. He's going for tyres and fuel. Again, that's just going to cost him that little bit of extra time. Don't think he's going to have enough time on board to close the gap back up on Mockin. It's going to be a great big gap between himself and Mockin. Come on. Different cameras, there we go. Still glitching all over the place. Right, he's now 14.4 seconds behind Mockin. That is an almost impossible task in 7 minutes. And he just 3.9 seconds behind him, but on worn out tyres now compared to Don's. Oh, say that, Don's could be crashing, could be glitching. Should be able to hold this position over Manny. Jonesy also into the pits this lap as well. Fresh set of tyres on, a little bit of fuel on board for him as well. Comes out in 7th. Tyre Slayer behind him, Dodger behind him as well. Has everyone else got their fuel right? Mockin then 14 seconds lead. Don will be able to close that gap back up because he is on that fresher tyre, but very, very tall order to try and take 2 seconds per lap out of Mockin. It's not fully impossible, but it's highly impossible. Half a second gained. Again, needs to be taking 2 seconds a lap out of Mockin Weeks to go for the win. Was he 14.4 when he came out of the pits? 13.5, so only a second taken out of him that lap. Again, Mockin Weeks tyres are showing big chunks of wear. There is Dom just in the background. So obviously going to slow Mockin Weeks down a little bit more in these later stages, but he's still carrying good speed. 150, 151s, last lap's 152, a little bit slower. Still plenty of time between himself and Don, 13.2 seconds. Manny another 4.2 back, so yeah, not able to keep with that pace of Don on those fresher tyres. Apache up into 5th then, with Jonesy departing, getting a fresh set of boots on himself. Raffo into 5th, Pilgrim 6th. There is Jonesy in 7th, Dodger behind him 3.5 seconds in 8th. Tyre Slayer 9th. 2.3 seconds back, so fresh set of boots on for Tyre Slayer as well. Can he close the gap up on Dodger? He is. 1.3 seconds behind Dodger. Looking for positions here then. He might be able to close up on Pilgrim as well. Pilgrim's just been into the wall. He's got right hand side damage. He's got rear end damage as well. Dodger and Tyre Slayer both closing up on him. This damage will repair itself and it's going to slow him down on the next few corners. Tyre Slayer pushing hard then on those fresher tyres. Gets himself past Dodger into 8th position now on the hunt for Pilgrim in front. Pilgrim's car repaired, but tyres absolutely blown out. There is Tyre Slayer, just 0.6 of a second behind him, getting a good toe down here as well. Maybe not enough to make the move into this hairpin at the bottom, but closing up rapidly. More speed. Oh, he does go for the move up the inside out, brakes Pilgrim into that one. Easily done. I didn't think he was quite close enough, but the fresher tyres just able to keep that car on the road. Taking too fast a line through there though, that's cost him. Slowed him down on the exit of those wiggles, and that's allowed Pilgrim to come back through. He's just able to hang on to that racing line. Tyre Slayer though will be putting the pressure on him though with those fresher tyres already up the inside down towards the... Did you just come in the pits there, Pilgrim? Yes you did. Going to be out of fuel, so he's decided to throw himself in the pits. Dodger then, his fuel tank now flashing at him. He'll have to come in at the end of the next lap, otherwise he's not going to make it. Mockin Weeks then 10.8 seconds lead, so we're losing a bit of time now. Only just over 2.5 minutes left. Manny also looking dangerous on fuel. Apache got a little bit more on board, but everyone risking it for a biscuit. Raffo very low. Jonesy plenty of fuel on board, plenty of tyres as well in 6th. 7.1 behind Raffo. To close that gap up, we're using the fresher tyres. And if these boys again run out of fuel, or decide to pit, there could be positions in the back for Jonesy. Tyre Slayer on those pretty fresh tyres up into 7th, then past Dodger. Pilgrim back out on a fresh set, a little bit of fuel on board, but now 11.5 seconds back in 9th. It's getting smaller then between Mockin and Don, but this is pretty much going to be last lap. I think we might see Mockin do one more, maybe Don, but it's doubtful. Gap at 9.3 seconds. Faster tyre on board board for Don, working well. Can he make up 9 seconds in a lap? Keeping it steady at the minute, Mockin. Keeps it out of the wall on the run into the tunnel. 8.9 seconds the gap. He'll be watching that come down, but again, he's very calculated, Mockin. I know he's good at, you know, just backing off when he needs to. Doesn't need to press right to the end if he's got really big gaps. Why would you try and do that with warm tyres when you've got that little bit of breathing room? Still at 8.2 then on the exit of that hairpin through the wiggles. 40 seconds left on the race clock. It's going to be to the limit, I think, in terms of whether we see Mockin do an extra lap. Just about got enough fuel on board. Big gaps out on circuit now then. Pretty much everyone separated. Oh, Pilgrim. It seems to be in his nemesis corner, this one. He always seems to end up with damage and something here. Now going the wrong way on circuit. Not happy with the end of this race at all. Mockin Weeks then crosses the line and takes the win. We just catch him. He doesn't get an extra lap, but he does take both wins here tonight. First in race 1, first in race 2. Pole position. Ooh, just missed out on fastest lap in race 2 though. Don pipping that, having second position as well here. Also picking up second position in race 1. Big points on the board for both of those drivers. Manny comes home in third position then, smoking those tyres. Apache is going to come home for fourth position. Raffo should take fifth unless he runs out of fuel. Short shifting up to the line, doesn't want to risk it, Raffo. Jonesy chasing him down hard, plenty of fuel on board for Jonesy. Comes home in sixth position then Jonesy. Tyre Slayer comes home in seventh, he'll be happy with that one as well. And the Dodger taking eighth. Just very conservative on fuel at the end there for the Dodge. And yeah, losing all sorts of drivers throughout this race tonight. Just 8 drivers left in the lobby by the time we finish. 13 drivers at the start. It's a shame. There it is, race 2 done and dusted. Twice we've seen the AMG Petronas Mercedes overalls in a Dodge Viper. Interesting. But that's it. Both races done tonight. Good points on the board for Mockin. That'll extend his lead out front in the championship. We'll catch up with points next week. Right, what have we got coming up then? Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, we've got the Mr. Bean DK10 Mr. Bean Trophy League with the 65 minis. Round 3 of that tomorrow. No Team Oliver Racing, that's done for the year. We've got some new leagues coming up in the new year. Actually, we're talking about getting the Chewit Racing minis back on the road. That's always good to watch, always good to commentate over. Really punchy league. And the DK10 Mr. Bean minis is talking about making a permanent fixture of it as well. Unfortunately, they both seem to be on Monday nights, so there may have to be a little bit of season of 65 minis, season of new minis, or both get together and do race 1 in new minis or old minis and flick them around for race 2 or something. I don't know. You work that lot out. There's only one of me on Monday nights. You'll have to figure it out, you boys. And then we've got Battle of the Groups coming up as well. Someone will have to give me a date when that starts. I don't know when that starts, but that's coming up in the new year as well. So there could be, well, there will be a new GTTC coming up. There'll be a new Team Oliver Racing coming up. There'll be all sorts of minis on Mondays. The Battle of the Groups as well, that's coming up, and then we'll have to see what the P1 boys have got in store for us next year as well. Like I say, this is not it for the year. We've still got a couple of races left, so I'm not just turning it all off, don't worry. Just giving you a rundown of what's coming up next year that I know of anyway. So that's it. Done. Tour of America round 4 here at Trial Mountain. Good results on board for Mockin. again, good results on board Don as well, even with the glitching. And that's going to be it from me. I hope you lot have liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.